Hey, welcome everybody. We are live on our very first episode of the WIP Wednesday live. And I'm here with my main man, the co-host, the man with the mostest, Mr. Lord of Thane. Welcome, buddy. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. So glad to see you all.
It's so good to be here. So this is our very first episode. We were both a little bit nervous to start out, but I think those nerves are kind of floating away because we have a few of our usual suspects in the audience today. We got a few of the regulars from the community. So of course, Bjorn, he was here first, like usual. He's got to be first in line. We also have Rad Toys was in here today. So good to see him here. Glad that you could make it. So thankful for that. Who else do we have here?
Justin Morier is here.
Oh, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here.
Timbo Toys.
Timbo, what's up, my
Yeah.
friend?
Twi'lek
And,
Tabletop.
and what's up, Twi'lek?
Like tabletop stuff. Hi there.
You promised you were going to be here and you showed up. So I'm so thankful for that. And of course, as we go throughout, we're going to have more people join us. And yeah. So what are
Waste Man.
Oh,
Wow.
Wasteman's here too. This is so awesome to see the community really show some support.
Utah Dawn.
Utah Don's here. That's awesome. So these are all some amazing customizers and some amazing creators. So good to see you guys here. I'm so thankful to have you guys here. So, Mr. Lord of Thane, as we are starting out, let's just do a little bit of light banter. So, how were your holidays?
Oh, my holidays were pretty good actually up until the 1st of January. And then the cold or whatever got me. So I've been lying in bed the last 7 days actually. It's my first day back to work and my first day going back to YouTube.
Well, that's awesome that you actually got better the day of our live stream. So I thank God for that. So I'm so glad you could be here. I'm so glad we could do this. I was really nervous, but now I'm really happy that we actually took the plunge and we actually went through and did this. So let me just give you guys a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be doing with the episodes. We're going to be making a lot of mistakes as we fumble around and try to figure this stuff out. But essentially, what the WIP Wednesday is going to be about, it's going to be about our different projects that we will be showcasing. So it's not going to be like any tutorials or anything like that. It's mainly going to be us showcasing some of our work. And then we'll have different segments throughout. And towards the end, we'll have an opportunity to showcase some of your stuff that we'll be sharing on screen as well. And that way we could see some of your works and progresses as well. So I guess should we start out with some of the stuff that we're working? Oh, before I do that, the other thing that we will be doing as well is that every month we're going to offer challenges to you guys so that you can participate and provide some of your content on our stream as well. We're going to be doing some of that today. And so the challenge for the month of January, even though I know we're already 10 days in, but the challenge for this month is going to be Stargate. So if you notice with the intro, we went through that Stargate tunnel and we ended up here. So the challenge for you guys, if you guys want to participate, is to create either a Stargate or a Stargate scenario and then provide us with like maybe 2 or 3 pictures or a short 10 to 15-second video that we'll be able to showcase at the end of the month. So today is the 10th. The cutoff date for this one will be January 29th. And then we will be showing off your stuff on January 31st. So we have our very last episode at the very last day of the month. And that's where we're going to be showcasing your guys' stuff. And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and this is kind of short notice. If you already have your own Stargate set up or whatever, it doesn't have to be a brand new thing. We, of course, we'd love to showcase the whip, but if you have something already, just let us know. Show us what you got.
Good point. Because actually, the reason why you brought that up is because one of the people that we're showcasing today, we actually saw their work and they actually created a Stargate. So we're gonna actually
Awesome.
showcase that as well today. And so I guess we can start diving into some of these things. I'm gonna showcase some of the stuff that I'm working on right now, and then Lord Athane, I'll pass it over to you, and then you could show off some of your stuff. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you just a short little video clip, and this is just me painting the steps towards my Stargate. So let's bring that up. So yeah, as you can see here, what I've used to actually create this little stage is just those eavesdrops. You put them at the end of your eavesdrops, and this actually helps the water roll away from your house. So I bought one of those at Home Depot, just giving it a quick paint job to match the color of the rocks that you could see in the background there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the paints that I use in terms of this. So let me just bring that up now. And here we go. All right, so let's take a quick look at what we have here. So here's some of the paints that I've used. So this is a lava orange. So I've used the lava orange, and I use army paint all the time. It's my favorite one. And I use some of this blood red.
Starboy Station wants to know if the Stargate he's making for you counts.
Oh, that's we'll talk about that in a little bit. So thanks for bringing that up, Starboy. We'll definitely, and welcome to the show. We'll definitely talk about that in a few moments. And as I finish through some of these clips here, these slides rather, and then I also use this brown. So I blended those colors, and this is what the final result was. I still have a lot more wash to do, and as you can see by blending those different colors, I've come pretty close to the color of that lava rock that you see my Ugnaught standing beside. And that's the look I was going for, because the planet where my Stargate is on is actually a red planet, very similar to the color of what Mars is like. So those are some of the different things that I've
Word.
started working on. But don't worry, I will be giving you guys more details in my regular show. So, like, I'm going to show you the process rather in my regular weekly show, the Weekly Whip, that is coming back this week as well. So, on Friday, there should be a post with the different steps of me going through the painting of that. But then I also have the second phase that is actually drying right now, so I can't show it, but I use spray foam to start building the interior of the cave where the Stargate's going to be held. And then that little walkway is going to be how they walk
What's
up
up,
to the
then?
Stargate. Hey, Famine's here. What's up? Hey, Famine, welcome to the show. So that's some of the stuff that I've done. Most of the stuff that I've been working on in terms of work in progress has been writing. So I've been doing a lot of writing. I've been writing some backstory for some characters. I just have to start taking some pictures and then start posting those. So in the next little bit, you should start seeing some more of my. If you follow me on Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. Some of my custom characters. I'll be coming up with some backstories. And I'm even working on a backstory for Lockdown Productions, which is kind of a spin-off on one of my characters as well. So look out for that on my Instagram. So that's Pirates of the Galaxy on Instagram. And that's where I'm at. So, Lord of Thane,
Awesome.
what do you have going on today?
Oh, being a German, I am of course over prepared. So I've got quite a lot of stuff to show. Um, where'd you go, pirates? So
I'm still here.
I have I have actually prepared. You see, we are professionals here. I don't know where it went now, but here it is. We are prepared like that.
There we go.
So here we go. Um, I have prepared a toy cam. So I just wanted to show off my Stargate a little. Um, I started actually when Red and no, when Pirates posted. Ah, let's see if we can manage to pull this up on the big screen now. I think what we have. Is-
Why doesn't it want to work with us?
Ah,
There
here
we
it
go.
goes. Okay. So Pirates and I, we both bought this same Stargate, which turned out to be too small for 118. So we both, or I had the idea to make it an Ugnaught or small species place. So with most of my builds, I just start with an idea and have no clue at what it will end up. And now it's going to be in this cave. I'm in the middle of putting plaster to the walls and the ceilings. Um, I ran out of plaster, so I had to order some. It's here now, but in the meantime, other things popped up, like the Secret Santa we were doing. Some people from the multi-galactic trade route, and I just posted this on Instagram. I made this custom scout transport for Captain Josh, the awesome custom I got from Vencilla.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I wanted to show off something I already mentioned in another stream. As there's so many people talking about the HK 47 or 42 droids from Ahsoka, and probably everybody has seen Femin's awesome customs of those. Everybody's buying up those droids, and it leaves you with a lot of those capes if you want to have the uncaped one.
Yeah.
And I think it's a perfect fit for this Luke. It's just
Oh yeah.
just pop off the head, give him the thing. Looks pretty good for me, I think.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Something else I got in, and showing off some techniques. I have these 3D printed neon lights. Let me just turn
Nice.
off the light for a second because I
Oh
started.
wow.
Of course, it doesn't work now. Well, here it goes. I started painting the top
That's
of it
cool.
with the neon color that lights up in the black light.
Yeah, so it looks
And
like neon lights.
exactly. So if you guys know my Coruscant 1973 diorama with all the neon lights, they are all made like this. So I just painted them up, and I have a black light at the side of the diorama.
Nice.
So this is some of the smaller projects I'm working on, and I've also got a huge project I wanted to show off because it fits the season. We just in 2 weeks after Christmas,
Hmm.
and I have this thing.
Holy cow.
Can you see that?
That's massive.
Yeah, it's what's called a Christmas pyramid. It's a traditional wood crafting thing. Um, it's meant to turn when you have candles lit under it. And I got
Nice.
it from my grandmother, but I worked on it about half a year now, and I can't get it to turn anymore because it's so bent and all. So I'm turning this into a Naboo diorama to place all my Amidalas and all the other Naboo characters.
Nice.
I have the wedding set up right there. And you guys can witness that because it's not going to be a fast project. This is going to be something I'll be working on every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's
I have something else, but we can do that later on. I have another idea for the show for a weekly thing.
awesome.
But I want to surprise you with that later on.
Okay. Hey, he got me. I wasn't even expecting that. So that's a good to hear. So yeah, that's some great stuff. It's great to see that we're keeping ourselves busy, and it's so good to have the support of the community. That's been an amazing thing as well. How are we doing on time? I don't even know what time it is. Il est quelle
Excuse me.
heure? What time is it?
At my place, a quarter past 11.
Oh wow, we still got plenty of time. So let's discuss some of the things that we started here. Like you did mention that we both purchased a Stargate. We both realized really early on that the Stargates were too small. So then we both came up with the idea. Actually, it was Lord of Thane who came up to who approached me and said, "Hey, we both have the same size Stargate, so why don't we do something where we can connect our two universes?" I'm like, "That's a brilliant idea." I go, "What?" Well, the only problem is that the Stargates is too small, so we can't use regular people. He goes, "Well, we could use smaller aliens. How about we go with Ugnaughts?" So that's what we went with. So in my story, the Ugnaughts discovered the Stargates completely by chance. So they the planet that the Stargate was found on was a planet is a planet that my space station, the people that live on that space station, they're mining some material that's from that particular planet. I still haven't decided yet what the material is. I don't know if I want to make it like kyber crystals, if I want to make it metals. I'm still trying to figure that part out. So I'm still working on the backstory in terms of that. But bringing up Stargates and what Starboy said, Starboy is took it upon himself to build my station, because my station itself, if you guys don't know, Edge Point Station, which is the main station of my story, is a giant Stargate. So essentially, in the Star Wars universe, their Stargates are called Infinity Gates, and so my station is an Infinity Gate where ships will be able to fly to different parts of the universe or the multiverse. So, in other words, I can connect Starboy Station, NASA Station, Ratoy's Galaxy. All these different universes can be reached through my Stargate. So, we have the ability to fly to different worlds. But the thing is, with the small Stargate on the planet, that was one that was discovered after the station was discovered. Now, the station at first, people don't realize it's a Stargate. It's not until a certain point that the Stargate itself activates itself on its own, and the aliens that were the ones that built it, the Qua, QKWA is how the name spelled. The Qua built the station, so they came back. They came back to the universe, and they said, "Well, this is what the function of this space station is. It's a giant infinity gate that can take you anywhere as long as you know the coordinates." So anyway, Starboy is building me a model version that lights up of my space station. So far, it looks amazing. We don't have any pictures this week, but I'm sure as the week progresses, as the month progresses, I'll be able to showcase some stuff. I didn't prepare for that because I completely didn't want to bring that up just yet, as it is Starboy's project right now. So that is something that we can showcase a little bit later on this month in terms of that. Is there anything you wanted to add on in terms of your Stargate, Lord of Thane?
Well, I kind of picked up on your story. My Stargate is also run by the Ugnaughts, and so to keep sort of the lore that the Ugnaughts discovered them, and they hid it from the rest of the galaxy. And they discovered one lost Stargate after the other by uh, looking at the star maps and the data in the Stargate. And mine actually is in a cave,
Mm-hmm.
and the lore is, or the idea is, I'll also build a kind of shop where the Ugnaughts will sell out high tech and do repairs and stuff like that. And it will be right outside, so the back door will lead into the cave where they
Nice.
have the Stargate, and where they have sort of unlimited supplies from all the other Stargates, also run by Ugnaughts. one of them being used, obviously.
Awesome. Like actually that's a pretty good idea too. Like so they're going to be using the Stargate to get different technologies and that sort of thing. 'Cause that's a pretty good
Exactly.
idea. Yeah, they can reach
Exactly.
different parts of the multiverse, find different tech and stuff like that. So that's how, at least for like my side of it, that's how um I'll be connecting the different universes. Like right now, I haven't built anything in terms of my space station yet, like the city or anything like that. That is another work in progress. Like I said earlier, I've mainly been focusing on writing, because of the fact that for me that comes a little bit easier than building something, especially when you're not motivated to build stuff. Went through some crap, towards the end of last year. So it kind of took the wind out of my sails. So I kind of took some time off from constructing things and started writing a little bit more. So, like I said, I have a whole bunch of backstories that are going to be coming out very soon. It's just mainly time to start, I guess, focusing now on the customizing side of things, and that's why I'm going to be bringing back the weekly whip on the channel by the end of this week, so I can showcase some of the things that I've been working on. Because I actually have been making some custom figures as well. I should have brought them out today, but we'll save that for next week. But I do have some new figures, some new characters that are pretty cool. I'm excited to introduce them, and hopefully you guys will like what we produce. But based on what you've built in terms of your Stargate, Lord Thane, do you do you use like 3D printed stuff, or do you use like regular junk or everyday stuff? Like, how do you go about your
Right.
particular builds, or at least what motivates you to do some of your builds?
Mm. Those are
Oops.
those are quite a few questions in one.
All
Um,
right. Let's just go with the first one, which is, what do you use in terms
yeah.
of your builds?
Um, I wish I could get my 3D printer to work. It just annoys me, so I
Mhm.
kind of gave up on that. No, I started off doing everything by hand, with foam, and I always loved reusing junk and everyday stuff that I had lying around, or that especially that would have been thrown away otherwise. And
Mhm.
that will lead right into my surprise idea for later on.
Cool.
Um, so on this particular build, I used a mixture of cardboard, foam, core, and parts I had lying around, from other Star Wars stuff, like from the carbonite freezing chamber, where you had to buy two to get the whole round
Right.
thing. So I had
Which
an
is
extra
so
set of
dumb.
stairs and an extra set of pillars, and I used them in there. And then also this grid that I use as a walkway. That's just something that I've pulled out of the trash. Yeah, and that's what I really love to do, to convert something that I find into a build. What
Yeah.
motivates me is very hard to tell. I started off. You see the Death Star behind me. I started off doing screen accurateness as much as possible,
Mhm.
but pretty soon I ventured away from that, doing my own take on stuff. But still, like with the Mando hideaway, Mando house from the end of the season, that is pretty scene accurate because I
Mhm.
really love the scene. So it always depends. But what I love most, and that will lead into the surprise idea, is just find the odd piece, hold
Mhm.
it in the hand, and say, okay, ho, this is going to be a battle droid, or this is going to be the base for a custom speeder or whatever, and then
Right.
actually do that. That's what I love most.
Nice. Now, I saw that your most recent thing that you're working on was like a speeder of some kind, which looks really cool. I don't know if you have it there right now that you could
Oh,
show us, or is
I,
that is
I
that part of your surprise?
no, are you talking about this?
Let's see what he brings up. That's the one. That
Yeah,
thing. That thing
I
is
thought
so cool.
I showed it before with the toy cam, but maybe it was you couldn't see. That's Captain Josh up there. It used to be a I don't know. I think it was like $8 or something in the
Right.
toy shop,
What?
and
That's it?
yeah, and I custom made these tie wings that can
Mhm.
actually fold and turn in any direction.
That is so cool.
And then,
That's
as
that
you
I
know,
know you showed it to us in the before. I just wanted to see it in more detail because the fact that I
oh,
know that you oh, is that
it
supposed
is
to do that?
that well, Captain Josh just lost his head, but I'll find that later. But this is supposed to happen because the droid that is in there,
Mhm.
this is just with magnets to attach it in the flying position, so I can pop it
Nice.
off and just stuff it in there. Hold on.
That's cool.
I have to turn all these things around, of course, with my mouse. So it fits in there pretty snug.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And when you want to convert it into flying mode, you just take it off, and this attaches with a magnet, and then you put the droid right up top. And
That's
now we have
cool.
a beheaded Captain Josh. Uh,
I'm sure he'll find his head at some point. Oh, wow. But,
you,
yeah, like, some of your stuff just blows my mind. I remember when I first fell on your Instagram, the very first thing that I saw that you built was your water reservoir within your station, where you actually use a real water pump to actually make real water flow through the system. Like that, when I saw that, my mind was blown. I'm like, oh my god, that looks so cool. And then he started panning over throughout your diorama, and you're showing off some of your other parts of it. And I was like, wow, this guy's stuff is so detailed. Like the level of detail that you put into your things is just insane. And the fact that you use everyday stuff that makes it even more mind blowing. So I'm still learning how to do some of that kind of stuff. So like you, I do like to. I'm more of a kit basher. I like to take different toys and then put them together and make a brand new one. So that's actually one of the vehicles I'll
and
be
they
showing.
always turn out awesome. I love your kit bears. They're
Oh,
really cool.
go on, gee, thanks, man. You're a real swell. But yeah, one of the things I want to showcase this week is a project that I started a way back. I was making a shuttle, and now I want to convert it into a medical shuttle, and I've used parts from the GI Joe Rhino. I don't know if you guys know that vehicle. It's like an APC that has a helicopter that comes out the top of it. I took the helicopter part off. I glued on the top, that bottom part that sinks down into the tank. I glued that to the ceiling so that way
Frozen
now
again.
it's a more solid top. Added lighting to it, but all that you'll see in this week's the weekly whip, because the weekly whip, I'm going to showcase some of the Stargate cave, but then I also want to showcase this vehicle, as I want to make some more adjustments to it, and I want to do that in the video itself. But speaking of using everyday junk, I do want to take this opportunity to showcase some of the other amazing creators out there and some of the work that they've done. So
I
we're gonna
just
show.
want to
So
point out
oh,
that like
go ahead.
I just want to point out that I keep falling out of the feed. So if you I don't know what happens to me if I freeze or whatever,
Mhm.
but I don't see and hear you for like 30 seconds at a time.
Oh,
But now
okay.
it's all good.
So
So don't
I'll just
worry if I
repeat what
don't
I.
react.
Well, what happens on our end? At least what I just noticed is that your screen went all pixely. It went
Okay.
distorted and all pixely. So let's explain what I was just saying, because as I was explaining it, your screen went pixely, so you probably missed what I said. I was just telling our community that I was going to go into some of their work and
Ah,
show
yeah.
some of the stuff that they've done. So I'm going to share my screen for a second here, and I'm going to jump into my Instagram, and we do have a section of a collection that both Lord of Thane and I have started collecting with your work. So let's show some of that stuff off. All right. So right now, ooh, that's not where I wanted to be.
That's awesome too.
Okay, let's back out of this for a second. All right, just give me 1 second here. Let me get that all set up. And of course, when I'm trying to set stuff up, it's not set up the way that I want it. So let's go in here.
Yeah, just take your time. I'll entertain the people in the meantime.
Oh,
I've
I
been
appreciate that.
hearing a lot about everybody complaining how many projects they have, and I can totally feel that. But the key to finally getting them all done is patience. Of course, like every once in a while, a new project just pops up, or a Secret Santa thing gives you a 15-day time limit, or the Pirates asks you to build a Stargate within 21 days. So you
Oh,
have to
yes.
postpone your projects.
You have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks for this one, for this particular. If you want to participate in the challenge, you have 2 weeks for this particular challenge. The next one will be announcing it at the end of this month for next month, and so that way you'll have more time. You'll have about 4 weeks to complete that particular challenge. And again, it doesn't have to be anything major. It doesn't have to be the exact thing that we're talking about. So, like I said, this month is the Stargate challenge, but it doesn't have to be a Stargate. It could maybe be a Stargate character, or something related to Stargate. But that's the theme. The theme is Stargate. You can do with it what you'd like, and then we'll try to showcase your stuff if you're interested in taking part. So, speaking of which, are there people who want to take part?
I think there were some in the chat, and I already showed off some of the ideas. It went in the way of who's building the smallest Stargate, because for Ansalians, and then it's way up in the chat. I can't find it anymore. And but yeah, I think um, there's quite some interest in the chat actually.
That's awesome. So I'm looking forward to seeing what people come up with. And I finally figured out the whole tech thing. So let's showcase some of you guys' work. And this is not Stargate related, at least not all of them. But we do want to showcase some of your work as well, because we all have projects that we'd like to work on. So here we are
Here
in
we
my
are.
Instagram. So this is the collection that Lord of Thane and I have been putting together of some of your projects that we looked at, we watched, we enjoyed, and we wanted to share some of that. So this one here, I just love this because it actually, when I first saw this, I don't know if whoever's in North America may know what I'm talking about. There was a show when I was really young called The Littles, and it was about this little boy who lived in a house that had these little small people that lived within the walls. But what I loved about the Littles is that they used everyday stuff. So when I first saw this particular one, I'm like, oh wow, it's a tree trunk, and he built around the tree trunk and built a little house. Amazing, amazing stuff. The level
Yeah,
of detail in this. And you said he had a live stream, I believe, earlier
exactly. He
today,
was
right?
live today showing off his progress, and the thing turned out huge. This is like, I would say that's the first level of three at least.
Oh wow.
That what we can see here, and there's a little house and platforms, and it's just amazing.
Nice.
So
So
definitely go check it out.
look for him. Tiny Plastic Universe. Definitely check him out on Instagram. Amazing stuff there. Next up, we have our good old friend, Mr. Jason Jensen. And this is what the first time I was introduced to Jason Jensen was this particular project. He built he built this particular station, and like this section here, I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but this section here, I believe it's a coffee container, and these are just everyday items that he put together, like the wiring. Let's go back. The wiring in here, like this wiring here and stuff like that, those are shoelaces. And obviously, he did an amazing job with his paint work. Let's take a look of a few. He took these pictures outside, which makes it look like it's a real movie set.
It's just so awesome. I just love it. And there
Like
you
look
can
at
see the scale of it. It's just
exactly.
perfect.
And look at the paint work that he did on this. Like such amazing paint work. Like look at the detail, like the running down the wall, like oil, like different oil stains and stuff like that running down the wall. Like just the level of detail is just insane. And I just love how he used forced perspective to make it look like a real building in, like I said, a movie set. Just amazing stuff. So yeah, be sure to follow Jason Jensen Trains both on Instagram and on YouTube. Also has his own products that he sells. So be sure to check some of that stuff out. I believe he has a website. I'm not 100% sure, but once I do find it, I will put it in the description once the video is posted. But yeah, the level of detail is just amazing. So that's Jason Jensen Trains. That's his design. Amazing stuff. And so now this is the Stargate portion that we were talking about that we said that somebody actually created. So this is even though it says I'm not following, I am actually following. Off World Customs has designed this amazing Stargate room. I love this thing. The level of detail looks like most of this is 3D printed, but he did an amazing job on that. And thanks for posting this, or at least putting this in our collection. I love how the it has that Stargate effect in this particular one. I don't know how he went about doing that. I'd like to try to do that with the little small Stargates that we have.
Mm.
Maybe using, I don't know what I could use to make it look like that. Maybe
I was thinking maybe opening mine back up and putting some sort of another, one-way mirrored
right.
reflection band around the
Hmm.
actual LEDs to hide them. So
Yeah,
it's
because they're too prominent. You can see them
yeah,
too easily.
yeah,
So yeah, that's a good idea. That might be something to consider. But what I was actually thinking about doing is like you see how it has this water effect
yeah.
type of thing. I was thinking of maybe using like what's that stuff called? They use it to
See if we
make
have any ideas
molds.
in the chat.
They use it to make molds. And it's actually some people actually use it to make water effect. I can't remember what it's
Check
called
that
now.
out.
I'm running blank now. I can't think of what their product is actually called, but you can make water effects and stuff like that. It's like a two-part product that you mix together, and then it hardens after a certain period of time. But for right now, my mind is blank. I can't think of what the product itself is called. But I was thinking about putting something like that on the surface of the mirror itself because it's translucent. The light will still shine through.
Resin is what you were looking for. Epoxy resin,
Yes,
probably.
that's it. Resin. I don't know why I couldn't think of the term, but yeah, epoxy resin, especially the clear stuff. I should be able to put it on and spread it out in this circular uh, pattern, so that way I can give it that Stargate effect. So when the lights come on, it should glow and not show off the LEDs, the individual LEDs. But
Okay.
that's amazing work. So be sure to check out his stuff. And here we have someone, I love his work. This is Bucks. I think it's Buxagami.
Boxagami. I don't know how
I'm
you
not
how you
sure how
would
you
pronounce.
pronounce it, but definitely give him a follow on Instagram. So Buxagami.
Oh,
He makes
freeze
everything out of
frame.
cardboard rather. So this is a repair station, and so this is a work in progress. It's not yet done, obviously, but again, this guy, the amount of detail he puts into his stuff is just insane. Incredible stuff. I love the paint work, the colors that he uses. And like, yeah, be sure to check him out. He has a whole bunch of awesome things. He even made a Cloud City uh building, or room rather. And yeah, the level of detail in that's amazing as well. So yeah, be sure to check out Boxagami. He uses awesome colors. He's another big Star Wars fan. He'll showcase some of his pickups as he gets them and then puts them into his dioramas. Amazing stuff. Here's another amazing building that I believe this is still a work in progress, even though to me this looks like it's completed. It just looks amazing. And be sure to follow him as well. So play with my 37375. Amazing work. I remember some of his earlier stuff. He made like a lot of cool custom figures and stuff like that. Now I see he's moved on to bigger projects and making buildings and things like that. So amazing work. So be sure to check out some of his stuff as well. Here's
Yeah,
some of
yeah, I'm
the.
back.
Oh, you disappeared. I didn't even realize you're gone because I can't even see when you leave. I just
All
been
good.
talking about.
I'm now following the show on YouTube. So when I freeze, I just turn on the sound on YouTube and still hear you. So
Okay,
I didn't
perfect.
miss anything.
That's awesome. But yeah, like his stuff is just so cool. Actually, everybody that we've showcased thus far has amazing,
I
amazing work.
I just love this. This is so crazy.
Like it's just simple, like simple things that he puts together, but then puts so much detail into it. And it's like, wow. I like sometimes you wonder how these people come up with these things. Now, this guy's work, when you showed me his stuff, I was so inspired by some of his stuff as well. So be sure to check him out as well. I don't even know. It's I guess TK42 Trooper or 421 Trooper. Check out his stuff. Amazing stuff. A lot of detail.
This landing pad he's building, it's just
Yeah.
blows your
Actually,
mind.
I'll go back. I'll go into that. See if I can find it.
Yeah, those are all details for the little antennas and stuff
Yeah, that's
that are hanging
insane.
down on the underside of the landing pad.
Like the level of detail is just incredible. So yeah, these are all the different parts that hang down from underneath the landing pad. So as he's building his items, he showcases them. So he has his work in progress and the different stages of his project. He showcases. Here's the landing pad that the design that he's looking to go for. And let's see if we is that the last picture? Yeah, I think that's the last
I
one.
think that's the last picture, but that's wow.
But that's this. I think this is the actual picture
No,
of what he
that's
wants to
what he's
do.
going for. But if you
Yeah,
compare and if you take a look on the underside where he's had this little orangey white flag, the thing that he's
yeah,
building on the very first slide. Yeah, there it is.
yeah. That's about. So here's the actual project that he built. Like, look at that. Look at the lighting around going around the bottom there. This is insane. Like, the level of detail is just incredible. And then he has lighting and stuff like that on it. Oh, this is just a video.
This is an animation, but he has light in it as well. Yeah,
Like it's just insane the level of detail he has. Is this
I read.
oh, this is the what we were showing before.
Yeah,
So these are the flags that are on the bottom part of the landing platform. Just insane. So
the sheer
there's the
size of it,
platform.
it's so huge as well.
Yeah, that's what she said. So yeah, that's amazing work. Like in terms of what he's built here, just incredible. But yeah, be sure to check out his stuff as well. This is a TK421 Trooper. Follow him on Instagram. Amazing stuff there. So these are the ones. So far, that's what we have in terms of some of the work that has been showcased. But I'm not done yet. I still have one more person that I want to showcase, and you guys are getting to see this for the very first time. So no one else has seen any of these pictures. You've seen this project already, but no one has actually seen any of these pictures um, that I'm about to show you guys. So let's get into this. So I'm gonna show you what I have here. So this is my stuff. This is the last picture I showed you, but here we go with Christopher George's amazing build of the giant mothership, Cobra mothership from G.I. Joe. So if you guys remember G.I. Joe, a real American hero, there was that cartoon, and in the beginning of the cartoon, you see this big Cobra mothership flying, and the mouth opens up and like ships fly out of it. And I believe Cobra Commander was tossed through the window, which is one of the eyes. But let's go through some of this here so you can see just how massive and amazing this is.
He's such a wizard with the cardboard. That's just amazing.
So that's the incredible thing. He makes his stuff out of cardboard. So just like Boxagami, he makes his stuff out of cardboard. Then obviously he strengthens it by reinforcing it. But this guy, I think he's like an engineer with how detailed his work is. Like, look at that stuff, man. And right now he's actually, so all the red parts, he's actually been working on that. That's his most recent stuff that he's been doing. And that actually helps strengthen the bottom of the ship. Like, look at the scale of this.
This is
Just
insane.
amazing. Look at that. That's amazing.
Takes up a whole room, but it's just brilliant. I love
It-
it.
it- It's just amazing. So these are exclusive pictures that no one else has seen. So this is the world premiere of his work in project pictures. Amazing stuff. So be sure to follow Christopher George both on Instagram as well as on YouTube. You can look for him there and you can just follow all his amazing work. This is just a small sample size of
There's
what
some
he's
truth to that.
capable of doing.
Red
But yeah,
Toys just pointing out that it had a shorter lifespan in the G.I. Joe show than the
yeah.
Razor Crest
I
in
think
the
I
Mandalorian.
think I think it only lasted the first scene of that opening, and then that was it.
That's it.
Or actually, I think the very was it the first episode? I can't remember. There was an episode where they did show it, but it didn't last for very long. It was pretty flimsy, which
Yeah.
is kind of sad because of the fact that it's such a cool vehicle, right? So, but yeah, that's just amazing stuff. So that's some of the stuff that we've been showcasing today. So that's what we have for you guys today. We definitely will be showcasing stuff every
Um,
week.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. We will be showcasing every week and we'll be trying to find your projects. But you can, of course, always send us your projects if you have a WIP going on. Just send us some pics
Mhm.
and we'll showcase them. Point out other WIPs that you come across and you say, wow, this is cool, this needs pointing out, just share it with us. We'll be happy to share it in the show.
Mhm.
Yeah. uh,
So yeah, you guys can either reach out via my Instagram, so you can DM me there, so that way you can send me pictures. Same with Lord of Thane, you can always DM us there and send us your pictures there and that sort of thing, so that we can showcase that every week. And so one of the things that one of the actually you said you had a surprise. So should I ask you for that surprise now, or should we keep going?
no, I'll be happy to share. It's nothing big, but as you were asking me what I love to do most, and I said what I love to do most is find some nice junk and build something out of it.
Hmm.
So I brought the bin of stuff that I collected since I don't know, I think over the holidays. And
Ooh.
there's some awesome stuff in there,
Oh
like
wow.
these.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
those
on.
are from chewing gums,
Oh,
and
I've seen those before.
you take like I don't know three of them, and you have a power generator or
Nice.
whatever. You don't have to do anything else, just paint it up. And I found this. I think it was oh, my son's deodorant cap. It's got this peculiar oval shape and all these like vents.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And I definitely need to use this for a build. And I could sift through this box and show you more and more and more. You
Please do.
probably all know the Greebly. And my surprise idea for you was to challenge the audience to send in their Greeblies of the week. Like
Ooh, I
if you
like
come
that.
across something your wife's gonna throw out, or I even pick up stuff on the street when there's so much junk lying around. If it doesn't look too rugged and dirty, I'll take it. So
That's awesome.
send us your Greebly of the week, something you found and thought, well, this looks neat. I don't really know yet what I want to do, but I want to do something with it.
Right.
So that's
That's
the
a good
idea behind
idea.
that.
So yeah, we'll add that as a segment of Greebly of the week. So we'll showcase some of the stuff that we have that we either just collected or found, or maybe some older stuff that we found that we haven't used that we maybe want to use now. Oh, I remember those. Those are those Kinder Egg things.
Kinder egg things, yeah.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of those. I was gonna
Me
use them
too.
as suitcases at one point.
Yeah,
The Star Wars
my
type suitcase.
my good friend Red Mando, he's got this Hibana mining station thing. Like you might know that Bespin, the Cloud City itself, they
Oh, we lost him. He'll be back soon. But yeah, like some of the Greeblies that we collected, like I have a drawer full of just caps, and I still have yet to really use them. As a diabetic, I also have like I use disposable needles, and some of the needles that I use have these little caps that I could use, and I've already used it in one of my builds. The Recon B wing that I started building, I used some of those caps. If you go back and check out my video in terms of that particular build, you can see how I use the caps there. But yeah, like that's a brilliant idea to come up with Greeblies. And even like for example, if you follow people like Famine Studios, he's Famine Studios, Rat Toys, he's another one who uses a lot of Greeblies. He actually just recently took I think it was a washing machine apart or a dryer,
Yeah.
I can't remember, one of those two. He took it apart, and he's actually currently working on his Cybertron. So he's actually his most recent video is showcasing his amazing work that he's done. So he's using a combination of everyday junk as well as his 3D printing rather. He prints all the time. So if you know Rat Toys, he's always got printing going on. But so far, he's been building the Autobot spaceship that crashes into the volcano in the very first season of the Transformers. Go check out his Instagram or even check out his YouTube, Rad Toys Galaxy, and take a look at the work that he's done on that. I was going to showcase that, but I discovered it a little bit too late, so I didn't have time to add it. But we'll definitely show off some of that stuff next week. But like I said, just check out his channel, and you'll be able to see some of the work that he's done there. Famine Studios just recently, he just did a live stream yesterday, and he was doing a platform, a platform, and he's showing how to weather it. And actually, a lot of the steps that he took in terms of weathering is a lot of the steps that I took to weather my landing platform. So hopefully, I can do a showcase, a video of that next week in terms of the weekly whip. But yeah, this has been very exciting. I didn't think I was gonna feel this good as we were doing the live stream. I was actually thought I was gonna be a nervous case, and I was gonna mess up all over the place and make all kinds of mistakes. But so far, so good. You guys have been so supportive. You guys have been really helping us to.
Lockdown Productions, I wish you all the best of luck. I gave up on mine, but ask Red Toys. He knows how to work them.
So he has a lockdown has a 3D printer as well.
Yeah, he says his wife gave him one for Christmas,
Oh my
and
goodness,
he just
man!
has to figure out how to make it work.
No, that makes me want to
Um,
get a wife. If it means they give you stuff like that, I should get a wife then. But yeah, 3D printers, I'd love to see what Lockdown comes up with because of the fact that he comes up with such amazing things with just everyday scrap. He's another guy who, if you check out his channel, be sure to check out Lockdown Productions as well. Famine Studios, Rad Toys Galaxy, Lockdown Productions. Check these guys out because they are so creative with everyday stuff. It's just so awesome. Um, I remember when I first started watching Lockdown's videos, it was the what's it called? It was the zombie stuff. He was doing zombie videos then. And here's another one, Josh Wenzilla. He's another guy who builds some amazing stuff, takes amazing pictures on top of it all. So be sure to check him out. He has Amrak Spot on Instagram. He also has the his Wenzilla. That's the 112 photography that he does. But his Amrak Spot, that's where it's the city that or his spot that he's built, and some amazing stuff going on there again with everyday stuff. He's another amazing kit basher. I love when he puts his little things together. Like he made a giveaway. They recently did a giveaway on their show where he built a speeder out of the Halo Warthog, and that thing looks sick. And he built some robots. There were some robots that went with that as well. But yeah, so as you can see, there's plenty of talent out there, and we want to
yeah,
take that opportunity to showcase your stuff along with our own stuff. I was underprepared, unlike Lord of Thane, who was over
I
prepared.
I still have
But
stuff to show, but we're gonna have other shows. But now that we're doing this, I'll try to sort of document my work a bit more because I tend to do
Mhm.
whip pics, but not often enough. So like with the thing I was showing before with the black light and the neon
Mhm.
paint, when I do something I think might be worth sharing, I'll definitely take pics or maybe a little video. So I'll be prepared to show that in the shows as well. And of
Awesome.
course, we both were thinking of making this once we get comfortable doing it, of making this a platform for guests as well.
Yep.
We're looking forward to have guests and to give some space to our guests and
Mhm.
to have them maybe show us some of their little tricks and
Yep.
freebies
'Cause
they use nobody has ever thought of using before, or machines they take apart because there's so good parts
Mhm.
inside or whatever. Yeah,
Exactly. So it's amazing. This is amazing, an amazing community, overwhelming with the amount of support that they show. And then the thing is too, you can always learn something new from everyone within the group because everyone approaches a project differently and everyone is inspired to build things in a different way. So I've been inspired by just about everyone in the community. They've all been such a great help. Sorry about that. My alarm was going off, letting us know that it's the time is almost up. So again, I just want to say thank you so much for showing up, guys. It's been such a pleasure to take this opportunity to spend time with you guys. It's amazing to have an awesome co-host. So Lord of Thane, thank you so much for being my partner in crime in this new endeavor that we're going on, that we're embarking
thank
on.
you for having me.
And it's just been such a pleasure. So stay tuned for our next episode next week. So episode 2, we'll be diving into a little bit more detail in terms of the Stargate project. Hopefully I'll be able to tell you more of the backstory and we can go from there. I'll have some more pictures to show off to you guys. And then also on my channel later on this week by Friday, check out the weekly whip, which is going to be episode, I believe that's episode 14. I'm either 14 or 13. I'm around there somewhere. So where I can go into a lot more detail about my build, and that way I can showcase video and that sort of thing. So like here, we'll keep it brief and more of a discussion, whereas the video itself, the weekly whip, will be more of an in detailed showcasing of my projects. So Lord of, on behalf of myself and Lord of Thane, thank you so much for coming out, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. We hope you guys return for the next one. And until then, take care, pirates.
Have a good one.